It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theater, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hello, Jim.
Hey, hey.
And also, we have the Merman, who I understand likes to have a good time. Is that true, Murray?
Maybe sometimes.
My name is Jim, and I also like to have a good time.
There you go. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Okay. Well, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please support us and join the growing Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. All members get special episodes and content only for members, and all members that sign up will get a special limited edition Film Rage merch item. If you cannot commit to a membership, but you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible movie. Shout out to our biggest listening province in Canada, which is Alberta, followed very closely by some people who love us in Nova Scotia. So yeah. Hey, Nova Scotia. We love you right back.
Those Cooners.
And I put a challenge out this week because France was taking the silver medal away from the U.S. in the Film Rage Download Olympics going on right now. And the call pushed forward a huge download from the U.S. The U.S. is now sitting in silver medal contention with France in a solid bronze. And Virginia's back, baby. Virginia's back with our #1 download state. Go Virginia.
Virginia's for lovers.
Virginia's for us. All right. What do you think? I think we need a commercial.
I think so.
It's time for a commercial break.
Movies are back at Canyon Meadows Cinemas. We are open for your viewing pleasure with great new films opening weekly. All health-regulated protocols are in effect for a safe and enjoyable experience. And don't forget, we should be your first choice for your next birthday party or special event. Can't make it to the cinema? We got you covered. Order concessions from our online store, and you can either choose curbside pickup or get them delivered via Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, or DoorDash. For more details, go to canyonmeadowscinema.ca. Here at CMC, we would like to thank you for your continued support, and we are looking forward to seeing you at the movies.
Alrighty. Let's dance.
Let's dance. Streaming and what?
We're streaming, Jim.
Streaming.
Go France. We got a lot of France to talk about this week.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, maybe we'll get more France listeners
Maybe.
from all our France movies we're going to talk about.
This is a French movie.
It is en français.
Alright, so we streamed The Last Mercenary, now playing on Netflix. That is a streaming service that I believe is pretty much worldwide. So, The Last Mercenary, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, is a mess of a movie set in France as a secret agent tries to protect his estranged son who is accused of arms and drug trafficking. The film is supposed to be an action comedy, but comedy was absent, and the action is unable to carry the weight that the attempted comedy could not lift. The end result is almost 2 hours of boredom. The film did, however, give me hope that Van Damme could still be relevant, as his performance was actually kind of good. He is still believable as an action star, even at his advanced age of 60 years. He also showed glimpses of comedic ability, as given the right script, he could definitely deliver, but unfortunately, this was not the right script. As bad as this was, Van Damme still found a way to shine. Not enough, however, to stop this movie from being a rage.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Merman.
Oh my
Man,
god.
oui or man no?
Wow. Okay, let's start with the good. Jean-Claude Van Damme can still kick ass with the best of them, even at 60.
And do the splits.
And do the splits, apparently, too. The bad. all of the acting. All of it. As big of a star as Van Damme was, however popular his movies were, they were not for his acting skills.
He was good, actually.
Unfortunately, he's still the best actor in this high-kicking turd.
That I agree with.
Mad. It's mad. I keep telling you. It's mad.
Now it's the ugly.
There's a good, the bad, and the ugly.
It gets worse, man. A French movie that is dubbed to English.
You didn't have to watch it.
You could have, but that's how Murray likes it.
I watched it.
Okay.
No, like it was dubbed. Like it wasn't subtitled. It was dubbed.
In the version you watched.
The version I watched. That's the version I downloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have chose.
I watched it in French with subtitles.
Okay, well that would have been better.
I watched half and half.
Because my second least favorite thing in movies is subtitles, and easily the thing I hate the most is badly dubbed dialogue. I'd rather read subtitles than have to watch dialogue that doesn't match the sound. This alone makes it a giant rage.
A giant turd rage.
A turd.
Are we gonna have a giant turd?
Mine's like a mild rage.
But you still said turd.
I didn't say turd.
Didn't you say turd?
No, at no point did I say turd.
I think you did.
I think I heard turd.
Yeah, because I had to correct it. It was mad. Okay, so this was on Netflix, by the way, for those of you who didn't know.
Not just that, I believe it's the #1 movie on Netflix.
Yeah, go figure. Because everybody wants some Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Right.
So, no. Or should I say, no.
No.
Say whatever you want, Jim, but get on with it.
No. So, the biggest problem with this movie is it did not have nearly enough splits from Jean-Claude. It was great to see him again, but this really is a throwback to the 80s Jean-Claude Van Damme era. It's corny, silly, high-kicking, and he still has the moves, baby. The car chases are campy, and seeing 60-year-old JVCD still bringing the action, it was just a little bit funny, not as much as it probably was supposed to be. It is everything you wanted in a French comedy action. If everybody can remember that Jerry Lewis still is fairly possible, to my knowledge, in France. So
popular.
Populaire. Sorry, populaire.
You said that Jerry Lewis is still possible.
Possible.
He actually isn't because he's dead.
I'm pretty sure he's
I don't know. CGI. They could do it. Bad CGI. Yeah. So there. I don't know. I just was a little disappointed there wasn't any nudity. I've been saying for the last 2 years that France always brings the nudity, and there wasn't any nudity in this whatsoever.
Who cares?
But the French always deliver the nudity.
I could care less. I don't know what that would have added to this film.
Well, the only thing we got even close to that, there was no swinging French francs or breastises. The best we got was an underwear scooter ride. That was the closest to nudity that we got.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah. France, pick up your game, man.
Well, they could have had a scene in a strip club somewhere. You know, a little fight scene in the strip club.
I was just
throw it in.
I just, you kind of look forward to that when you're seeing a French movie.
I don't.
Exactly.
Well, apparently, you just automatically see it. So Jean-Claude Van Damme's facelift was a failure, and so was this shit Danish, or should I say, shitty rage croissant of a movie.
Wasn't good.
It was. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It was a merde rage croissant of a film. Film?
I still think that somebody could put Van Damme and use him too.
I think
he's still, there's something there still. In fact, I think there's more there too, because as unfunny as this was, there was a flash here and there where I could see the comedic potential of Van Damme, and I've seen it also in that stupid series he had too. He
the Jean-Claude Van Damme series. Yeah. So supposedly Sly is rumoring to bring in Expendables 4, and we can all hope. That Jean-Claude will make it into.
No, because they already cut his head off in the second one.
Perfect.
Yeah, but maybe it'll be a clone.
No, he was the bad guy in the second one.
He's got a twin.
An evil twin.
Because he killed one of the Hemsworths.
Oh.
He might have an evil twin.
An evil twin. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's fathomable.
Sure.
We're not seeing the Expendables for their logic.
Exactly. Expendables, they could bring in an evil twin and nobody would bat an eye.
All right.
Maybe this time he would actually be Stallone.
So we're because of the summer, we're just reminding people we're not doing a bunch of streaming because we can be outside riding bikes and walking around and seeing movies in cinemas. So that's what we're going to plan on doing. So
Air-conditioned cinemas.
Air-conditioned cinemas.
Wow,
yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so we got to go to 3 movies this weekend, and one of them, I was fearing for my life to see this one, and that's Jungle Cruise.
Probably the different one.
Jungle Cruise. African Queen meets Raiders of the Lost Ark meets Lara Croft meets Mummy meets Disney theme park ride. Acting, though, was stellar. Emily Blunt is epic as usual, as is The Rock. The Rock, a superstar who's funny as fuck and is, in my opinion, and perhaps even Bryce's, because we did talk a little bit about this, is a movie star, no doubt.
Oh, no,
Yep.
there's no doubt he's a movie star.
I will be echoing those sentiments a little bit later.
He's mesmerizing as hell.
In fact, I would say other than Tom Cruise, I can't think of a rival for a superstar, AAA plus action star.
There's only one movie star in the world right now, and it's The Rock.
And Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
When he comes out with Maverick, and
He's 160 years old.
he's younger than The Rock.
And he's like 4'0" nothing.
He's younger than
still
The
does
Rock.
his own
He's
stunts.
bigger than life and does his own stunts.
Well,
What you be
he
talking
can do
about,
his
my
old
Tom?
stunts because he can like fit through like small places.
Yeah, he's like a pocket.
He's a
He's
little
like
guy.
a pocket star. So the story, as usual, in this type of movie, it was 30 minutes too long. We do not need a Disney theme park / movie this long. 15 minutes into this film, though, I actually turned to Bryce and I said, did you ever think we'd find a Disney theme park ride movie that could potentially be a Mondo? Because it was well on its way to becoming a Mondo.
It was on its way.
The great in this movie is as follows: the acting, the dialogue, the humor, and all the chemistry of the 3 main actors. I love me Jack Whitehall, so seeing him in this was also a very pleasant surprise for me. It had LGBTQ representation, so this is a huge plus for Disney. And I'm not pushing Disney Plus, I'm just saying it's a plus because I don't think Disney puts enough LGBTQ characters in their films, so this is good. Although not outwardly stated, it was heavily implied. The fact that it was fun for most of this movie was a pleasant surprise also, based on what this movie is. A theme park movie. The bad, again, English actors playing foreigners. FYI, The Rock is not Spanish or Portuguese. Jesse Plemons is not German. Paul Giamatti is not whatever he was supposed to be playing. God only knows what he was supposed to be. Was he Italian? I don't know if they didn't say. His accent was awful and it was laughable. The CGI was terrible, and I mean really terrible. Plus, we were forced to see it in 3D. Because it was the only time available, which was also awful. This was a super surprising, unexpected film that was not like the Disney ride it's made after, which is awful, by the way. This was surprisingly fun and enjoyable. The end was dumb and completely set up. The Jewel of the Nile-like sequel, because that's what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does best. Makes films that become sequels. In fact,
there won't be a sequel.
Can we think of any movie that he's made that hasn't had a sequel?
I was going to say The Tooth Fairy, but I think it did have a sequel.
There
he just
was a sequel.
He wasn't in it.
Yep.
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain hasn't had a sequel.
Oh, right. The only Mondo from your man, Michael Bay.
The thing with Kevin Hart hasn't had a sequel yet.
Yeah, it should have a sequel.
It'll have one. It'll come back.
What is it? Something Intelligence.
Central
Intelligence.
Central Intelligence.
Sure.
Oh, it's coming.
That was funny.
So Dwayne The Rock, Emily Quiet Place alumni are Mondo, but this film was very enjoyable, man.
Cool.
Mer?
That surprised me a little, actually.
You thought I'd hate it.
I thought you would hate it.
I did too. I was hoping to hate it.
Well, this movie didn't really get out to a good start for me. First of all, the only screening I could fit in was in the afternoon because I work nights, and it was in 3D. Ka-ching. I couldn't even buy a ticket at the kiosk because it said I had to reserve the sofa. whatever the hell that meant.
A sofa?
Reserved seats. Like I wouldn't let me buy a ticket. I had to go up to the human at the concession
Damn those
to
humans.
get a ticket. And yeah, that was still like $18. Then I sat through 20 minutes of Disney trailers. Mostly animated movies that I had no intention of seeing. Oh my God. Because of this crap, I didn't even get to see the end of the film. I had to go to work. I missed the last 10 minutes of the movie. This alone makes me want to boycott everything Disney except for Marvel. Anyway, while watching this film, I couldn't help but make comparisons to 1999's The Mummy. Brendan Fraser is now The Rock. Rachel Weisz is now Emily Blunt. And Stuffy British Dude is now
Stuffy British
Dude.
Nice.
I'd make it a comparison to the African Queen, but
It's both.
Don't you besmirch
It's a
Humphrey
hybrid.
Bogart. True, Blunt's character is a bit more Indiana Jones. But the plot's very similar. Just replace the desert with the Amazon jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Throw in the CGI monsters from Pirates of the Caribbean. And you have the Jungle Cruise. Not saying I didn't enjoy parts of the film. I actually laughed at Johnson's horrible dad jokes and puns.
they were excellent.
But the story just got more and more ridiculous.
He was very punny.
This would be a really great movie if you're 11, but I'm not. A Disney-fied, kid-friendly bag of vomit. Meh.
Okay.
All right.
This may be a trifecta, people. I'm not predicting anything here.
I can't see him giving it a Mondo. I can tell you that.
No, so I'm holding my breath.
All right. Here's what I thought of Jungle Cruise. I'm sorry. Was it released by Disney?
I believe so.
And it was based on an amusement park ride?
At Disney World.
Huh. So, Rock the Dwayne Johnson is a movie star. There is a charisma that this guy has that is not matched by anyone working today, and I really mean that. When he is on screen, he is engaging, funny, and his presence is undeniable. I just wish someone would put him in a really good movie, because if he has the ability to shine in the sea of mediocrity that is the movies that he starred in, imagine what he could accomplish if he was actually in something good. Having said all that, this was better than a lot of The Rock's films. He was given a role that he could have played in his sleep. He is charming and funny as usual. Even when the script wanes, The Rock does not. His performance alongside Emily Blunt was able to save a movie that was so much more enjoyable than it deserved to be. The chemistry between the two leads is very good, and most of the comedy hits the mark. The action is silly, but I guess that was okay, because, we're watching a movie based on an amusement park ride. But here's the thing. A movie that is based on an amusement park ride should not be over 2 hours. A little editing, and you could have had a thrilling experience. But at this length, the film drags with sequences that could have easily been cut, making the film flow so much better. I did like this, however, as I laughed many times and enjoyed the cast. Jungle Cruise was meh.
Ugh. Can't believe I held my breath that long. You know what that means, people.
That's right.
Sweet.
Yes.
Okay, so we saw
Matt Damon.
Matt
Damon. He is in a film that opened last week called Stillwater.
that also takes place in France.
It does.
It does.
Go France.
Yes.
Viva la France.
It is directed by Tom McCarthy. Stillwater is the story of a father from Oklahoma who travels to France to help his daughter as she is in prison for murder,
Dum dum dum.
which she claims she didn't commit.
No.
Let's start by saying that this is the best that Matt Damon has ever been. As Bill Baker, Damon delivers an astonishing performance as Damon becomes Bill with no sign of Matt to be found. The supporting cast is good as well, with Abigail Breslin and Camille Cotton leading the way. I also like the fact that we got an underutilized part of society in a lead role. Stay with me on this. Blue-collar, conservative single parents are not the stuff of a typical Hollywood release.
True point.
And I found Damon's Baker a bit of a breath of fresh air with all the good in this, and there was a lot of it. The thing that kept it from being great, and, stop me if you heard this before, was its runtime. Why was the simple story stretch out to over 2 hours? Lots of filler that lessened the effectiveness of the genuinely great scenes. There is some stuff in here that is, fantastic. Like, Tom McCarthy can film a scene that gets you going, that it's heart-wrenching, that you feel what the characters are feeling. You're right there. And then there was this filler in between, and it's like, what? So with the lots of filler, that lessened the effectiveness of the genuinely great scenes as mentioned. I loved a lot of this movie. Loved it. And if it were not for its epic length, I would have rated it Mondo. This easily could have been Mondo if they sliced out a half an hour. But alas, it was an unnecessarily long meh. But Matt Damon was so good.
He was so good.
This is award stuff.
Matt Damon.
He's never been better.
Damon.
Mert, did you get to see Stillwater?
I did. I saw it yesterday.
Be still my watery heart.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so American student Amanda Knox apparently blasted this film for exploiting her case for profit.
Oh, so it's
Because,
based on
lo
a
and
real
behold,
movie.
The same thing
A
happened.
real life thing.
The same thing happened to her.
Oh.
The filmmaker actually claims it was loosely based or inspired by the original story.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it was vaguely similar, but somehow I doubt Knox's father falls in love with a French woman and her child. I don't think that actually happened.
Probably not.
Probably not.
And I sure as hell hope that Knox didn't do what Breslin's character supposedly did in this film.
Don't give any spoilers, Mer.
That's as far as I'm going.
All right. Attaboy.
Matt Damon and Abigail Breslin were both solid in this film. I've always loved Abigail and pretty much everything she's done. Damon, I can take or leave, but yeah, he was good in this. He's a lot better without Ben Affleck, I can tell you that. The story kind of changed gears halfway through, as Damon's character basically forgot about his daughter's case and just decided to build a life with a French girlfriend. And as big of a redneck as this guy was, I actually found it quite insulting and stupid that he wouldn't even try to learn French. I mean, he made all these trips to visit his daughter for over 4 or 5 years to a French prison, and he has a 9-hour flight from the U.S. and didn't even bother to try to learn French, and all that time he's just sitting in his seat.
But that kind of defines his character a little bit,
but why
don't you
wouldn't
think?
he learn it? I mean, he's going to,
I hate to say this. I don't want this to ostracize our silver medalists, the U.S.
It just bothered me.
But a lot of people that travel from the U.S. feel
but
everybody should speak English.
If he's trying to get around in this French town, he damn well better learn French. It wasn't Paris; it was a smaller town.
Yeah, it's Marseille.
They don't speak a lot of English there, so whatever. Anyway, having said that, I did enjoy the story. Father-daughter relationship, while complicated, was actually pretty sweet. I didn't enjoy the ending very much. Another American Hollywood ending. This kind of dropped the film from a potential Mondo to a meh.
Wait a minute. I'm just throwing back a little bit here. You are saying you don't like Hollywood endings?
I didn't like this Hollywood ending.
Oh, okay. What was the Hollywood ending you wanted it to be?
Well, I mean...
You wanted them to be together?
Well, no, in the real life...
And that he would learn
let's just
French?
say people shouldn't get away with stuff if they did something wrong. That's all I'm
Right.
saying.
Gotcha.
And in the end, they did. So that's all I'm saying.
But there's lots of
Ish.
movies like that, which is
I'm
good.
just saying that they wrapped it up rather conveniently at the end.
Did they?
Yeah. I don't know. It was pretty
Don't
convenient.
give away spoilers, but basically, yeah.
There's some convenience.
it didn't
I'll
happen
give
the-
you some
It
convenience.
didn't happen the way it probably should have happened. But whatever.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know.
What-
Again,
what
biopics
does?
normally suck.
But yeah,
so-
this wasn't about
This
her.
wasn't really a biopic.
It
though.
was just
Ish.
inspired.
It was.
Well, she's saying it is. McCarthy's saying it isn't.
It was a story from the headline.
Somewhere between.
It was a story from the headline that somebody decided to write a script about. It wasn't about her. It wasn't her story. Just
Yeah.
And they moved it from Italy to France.
There you go.
Whatever.
There's probably that story in every country,
Yeah.
right? So, okay, I'm going with McCarthy. He's pretty reliable. Okay, so as Bryce had alluded, and maybe Murray somewhat, there was a lot of great in this film. A lot of the little things that bring little details into the film. The people all seem and feel real. Matt Damon is Bill. You really, really believe he is. So many little moments of greatness, especially from Matt Damon. He is Tom Hardy brilliant in this film. And speaking of Toms, Tom McCarthy gets so many things right, especially casting. And what a surprise for casting French actors to play French people? What a concept!
Yeah, but that means they don't have to act as well if they would have cast Americans to play French people, because then they'd have to do better acting.
Oh my God. Can I slap you? Because that is literally the dumbest thing you've said.
You actually can't. I'm sitting way too far away from you.
It's literally the stupidest thing you've ever said. Can I please thank the casting director who made the choice to put real French actors in a French movie? Thank you.
Just laziness.
Thank you.
Just pure laziness.
Yet the star character didn't speak French.
Yeah, because he was a redneck that didn't want to. That's just his. He was Bill. He was Bill.
Absolutely.
The little things, though, I found at times were also what held this film back from being fantastic. The story was original and an amazing character-driven film, but it was too long and included a few too many little things. And some of those little things got under my skin after a while. Little details of how the film conveniently unfolds at times seemed a little unnatural. The key find from the girlfriend, the random soccer game spotting, etc., etc. The characters were amazing. Most of the story was amazing. I like this film a lot. I just did not love it. Again, 20 to 30 minutes in editing, and this film was a mondo. Matt Damon, Camille Cotin, as usual, and our little CLF, Lilou Siavand, in her film
really
debut, were all amazing. Casting was great. In fact, I would say Lilou was trained to Busan, 3% of CLF's fantastic, and not annoying, not even once. For one moment in this film was she annoying.
Yeah, she was great.
But this film, even though I liked it a lot, and it wasn't really annoying, it was a high meh.
Yeah.
So, you know what that means? Is this going to be the meh episode?
No.
I guarantee it's not, Jim.
I guarantee you it's not either.
Wait, just wait, people. Things are going to get real. Things are going to get real. Okay, we just got the finger from Bryce,
he's
which
giving me the finger.
Yeah, he's giving Murray the finger.
I believe he wants you to go first, Jim.
Yeah, he definitely wants me to go first on this. So, we, in my opinion, were lucky enough to see The Green Knight in cinemas. Fantasy retelling of the medieval story of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, which is pretty much the whole movie. This film appears to come from the influence of early Ken Russell. The utter pageantry of this film is an overdose to the senses. The scenery is spectacular and almost a character unto itself. The sound is perfect in its depiction of the era of Middle Ages. With such intensity at times, it shook the theater. This film brings my man crush, Dev Patel, on a journey traveling from scene to even stranger and unexplained scene with brilliance and, I could say, with mesmerizing performance. This fantasy adventure of King Arthur's nephew is like nothing the famous poem depicts. Well, maybe the same, but visually and cinematically, this film is a spectacular, unseen in the measure for some years. I want to say one word that this movie was. It was a spectacle for the eyes. This trippy tale of knighthood is an adventure for the mind, body, and soul, and it is a mondo.
What do you think there, Murray?
Not that.
The opposite of that.
The opposite of that. I guess full disclosure, I knew nothing about the Green Knight or Sir Gawain going into this.
Gawain. But wasn't Dev Patel mesmerizing, Murray?
Not really. This film made me do something I haven't done in a long time. Leave a movie theater angry.
Oh.
So much.
Now you know how I
anger.
feel every week, most weeks.
Usually I'm just, yeah, whatever. But this movie actually just pissed me off something awful. First of all, this movie was dark. As in, I couldn't see what the hell was going on half the time.
What?
Like, I know it was medieval times, but light a damn candle in the stuffy castle once in a while. I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. I couldn't see anything. Should have been called The Dark Knight, but there's a chance that title may have been taken.
It might have been, yeah.
Sir Gawain was a Weasley sniveling coward. I disliked him. I disliked him immediately. And nothing he
My
did.
boy Dev Patel?
Nothing he did in the next 2 hours made me like him any better. He was also an idiot.
Not even when he covered that scarf with goo?
This was the actual characters. He was an idiot. In the film, he accepts the Green Knight's challenge. The challenge is one strike with a sword. Whatever blow he lands will be returned 1 year's time. What does he do? Cuts the guy's head off.
Yeah, he could have just cut his ankle.
Does he not think that
he could have just cut his ankle with his toenail.
That wasn't going to come around a year from then? Anyway, if he'd only stabbed him in the arm, that'd be the end of it. Next, how does he spend the year leading up to this rematch? Training, you might think. Nope, just lying around, stuffing his face, and celebrating his bravery. I cannot wait to see him get his arrogant head cut off.
I watched the same movie?
It just, people not know this about me, but I'll take a sword over a gun any day. I would rather watch good swordsmanship than some idiot with an Uzi. It doesn't take any skill to fire a gun, as demonstrated nearly every day in America, I'm sorry to say. I thought there might be some sword fighting in the film featuring a character with Excalibur, the sword. Wrong again. There were exactly 2 scenes with swords in them. That's right, 2. Count them, 2 single sword strikes. Rest of the movie, nothing. For a movie with knights in it, I hated this film so much. Rage.
So you didn't like the scarf goo or the talking fox?
Oh,
those would have been.
Actually, I forgot to mention that because I wrote my notes on I wrote my notes in like long
on a scarf
at work.
Did you write it on?
Best acting in the movie was by the fox. Who, by the way, if I had a spirit animal, that'd be my spirit animal.
Okay, so there was something about this movie you liked.
One thing I liked about it was the fox.
The talking fox,
yes.
But not the scarf goo.
No.
Okay. Bryce, what did you think of the scarf goo?
What the hell's a scarf goo?
You're really not as amusing as you think you are.
I'm having a good time. Wait, I'm having a good time.
That's fantastic. All right, so the Green Knight starts out like a dream that draws you into a world unlike anything you have ever experienced. The dreamlike state continues throughout the entire duration of the movie as we are introduced to Sir Gawain, the nephew of King Arthur. Dev Patel as Sir Gawain gives one of his best performances as the script requires him to convey much of the story through his eyes and body language. This film shows that not only is Dev Patel a star, but he is one of the better actors working today. Director David Lowery takes this 14th century literature and transports us into the days of King Arthur in a tale of unconventional heroism and temptation in an era of devout religious beliefs. The pacing is perfect as we are able to digest every frame. There are very deliberate, slow exchanges that set the tone. It lets you sit back and let the atmosphere take over for 2 hours of enchantment. We are introduced to the Green Knight, played by Ralph Ineson, as a sort of mythical creature that is half man and half tree. His introduction has a grand entrance that is appropriate for the grand tale that is about to unfold. Sir Gawain then decapitates the Green Knight to little opposition, as this is just the beginning of a fantastic and harrowing adventure for Sir Gawain as he embarks on a journey that leads to his eventual fate. I love the scene as the Green Knight picks up his decapitated head and shoves it under his arm and rides off, indicating that this is not the last time we will see of this titular character.
You forgot his amazing cackle as he left, too.
It was fantastic.
That was fantastically cackleful.
Following this event, Sir Gawain sets out on a trek and starts to battle with his emotions, and this journey becomes more psychological and less material. The eventual climax where Sir Gawain confronts the Green Knight for a second time is one of the more thoughtful scenes that has ever been filmed. The way Sir Gawain comes to the eventual decision to accept his fate is fantastic, and the way the Green Knight reacts to Gawain's realization is poetic, which is fitting as this film is based on a poem. The fantastic visuals are ever present in every frame of this film. The actors are at their best, as Alicia Vikander and Joel Edgerton also shine in this amazing script. I loved every frame of this film, the score, the editing, the cinematography, the actors, the pace, the dialogue, the lighting, and even the CGI was okay, as it was not a distracting spectacle, and it looked pretty good.
It looked terrible, but it's okay.
It looked pretty good.
Just give it its due.
It was fine. This is definitely the best film that I have seen based on a 14th century poem. And more than that, this is one of the best movies that I've seen this year. The Green Knight was Mondo.
Yes. So we got polar opposites today, people. We couldn't
as always.
It's not always. We literally just agreed on 2 movies before this movie. Meh.
Yeah, but
I think we agreed on
Mondo Raid.
Meh is such a wide scale. I mean,
it is a pretty wide scale, but it neither one of us loved the Jungle Cruise, or we didn't hate the Jungle Cruise. Neither one of us loved or hated Stillwater, and yet.
This movie was polarizing.
You know what?
This movie will be polar. I legitimately think that no one's going to go into this movie and go, it was all right. They're either going to go, I bleep and hated that movie, or I bleep and loved that movie. There's going to be no in between with this.
I would tend to agree with you. I think Murray's point he made to us earlier was that he hasn't read a bad review on it. But apparently he hasn't looked in all the right places yet.
I mean,
he's not looking hard enough.
And there are people that hate this movie.
Oh yeah, I got in an argument with a few people over the weekend about it. So
having said that, I loved it.
I also loved it.
I know.
And I'm in love with Dev Patel. I know I've been saying it for years.
Everybody already knows that, Jim.
I know. So okay.
He's fantastic.
He's okay. Good. This brings us to our next time for me to not rage. We should switch places for today, Murray.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Oh, sweet, sweet rage.
Your music is too mellow to be.
Consume my body, my bodice, as this rage builds inside me. As I like to bring apart my thought points on script writing. And Seymour, it's not mellow now. We got some guitar action happening. I don't know why we need to fucking make movies about theme park rides, or why we need to have toys made into movies. I just don't get why we can't make movies that are good, that have a good script, that maybe are a good action movie. Like, when Indiana Jones came out, there wasn't an Indiana Jones toy, or there wasn't an Indiana Jones ride.
It might have been books. I don't know.
Probably, who knows? But I can tell you one thing: there was no ride and there was no toy until after the movie came out. It shouldn't be the other way. We shouldn't go, oh, you know what? You know what movie we're missing in our lives right now? Space Mountain.
Ooh.
I mean,
Sure, it's on.
if I can imagine a movie called Space Mountain based on the ride at Disney World. Yeah, are they just building a fucking movie out of every one of their rides?
You know what's going to be cool? When they come out with like the Disney ride box set, where they put out like all the movies that they've got that are based on theme park rides.
What about the teacup ride? Because isn't there a teacup ride?
It's a small world.
Or it's a small world. Like what the fuck is It's a Small World going to be about?
I think that if Disney's listening to this, this is going to happen. We're going to have like a 16-disc box set of like every ride in the park.
Every ride or toy. It's got to be a ride or toy.
Whatever.
Right? It's like, what came first, the toy or the movie?
According to our internet friends, their movies based on Disney rides, There's like 13 of them.
There you go.
There's the
They
box
can
set
already,
right there.
but there's a box
Murray,
set
why
now.
is this not your Murman Minute this week? Or maybe it is.
I was
don't
curious.
know.
I had to look it up.
Okay, so here's my thoughts. Can we not just... Did this movie have to be called Jungle Cruise? Could it... And then had it tied to that? This movie could have just been called Jungle Cruise. Not Jungle Cruise based on the ride at Disney World.
Did they say it was based on the ride?
Yes, it's advertised as it. Based on the Disney park theme ride Jungle Cruise. We're watching Jungle Cruise.
Yes.
So
And it's-
stop it. Just write good movies.
And it stars
And
Rock
then-
the Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah,
Dwayne.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Ooh, they should make another one of those.
Yeah. But not until they make a fucking theme ride first. That's my rage.
Yeah, they
this
gotta have a theme park ride first.
Is that it?
That's it.
guess.
I can't. I'm tired. I want some good scripts. I'm almost.
Well, you expect too much from Disney, I'm afraid.
I just expect things from people making movies.
Making movies.
Now, what's on your rage bucket this week?
Same old, same old. I'm just completely unoriginal.
We know that.
We went to 3 movies this week, and they were all over 2 freaking hours. What is going on? 2 of them absolutely did not warrant to be over 2 hours. One of them did, but you take. Literally, we could have had 3 Mondos had they just edited the crap out of 2 of them.
100%.
Yeah.
So your complaint this week, which we have never actually truly. I mean, we've talked about cutting time, but your issue, if I can guess right,
Yes.
is editing.
Oh, it's always.
It's like the
absolutely
director
edited.
doesn't know to trust their editor.
Yeah. It's just. It's
Right?
Just, I mean, like how is movie about a theme park ride over 2 hours long?
It makes the theme park ride itself. You have to, if you wait 2 hours in line, that's too long. I'm not waiting 2 hours to see Pirates of the Caribbean ride or Jungle Theme Cruise ride.
And imagine Stillwater at a tight hour 40, hour 45.
Yeah,
That
even
would have been
46 and a half minutes
Yeah.
would have been absolutely
It would have
perfect.
cut out about maybe half an hour of him playing nice with his French girlfriend. Maybe it would just got to the actual part where he's trying to get his daughter out of prison. Then it would have been a better movie, maybe.
Yeah, I think we needed some of that.
We needed-
Some of it, not all of it.
Nah, there was a lot that could have been cut out of that. Though.
Yeah, there also wasn't enough nudity in that French film.
Oh,
we
for
saw,
crying
too,
in a
so
bucket. Why
That's
wasn't
also
that your
true.
rage this week?
It should have been in
Yeah.
rage this week. I just added it. It's another rage.
There you go.
Next
Anyways, having said that, they could have made The Green Knight 6 hours, and I would have been in heaven.
God.
I would have tapped out at 4 hours, but
Nah,
I could
I
have
could've just-
standed another 2 hours.
I would have just been
Of
just
Dev Patel.
Yes. All right, I'm done.
All right then.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
This is the dead air part of our podcast.
I don't see our thing.
There's an intermission happening as we speak.
Go back.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
There you go.
Here comes the soothing sounds.
Shh, don't talk about
Hello,
my man, Kevin.
and welcome to the jury room. I'm your host, Kevin, and I will be covering anything true crime, from serial killers to cold cases, and everything in between. The Jury Room podcast is available on most major podcasting platforms. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow anywhere you can. Stay safe, and thanks for listening.
Oh, Kevin, I love the dulcet tones of your voice.
Soothing sounds.
Soothing sounds. Bryce, I thought your tonal voice was tonally delicious,
Totally delicious.
but I love Kevin. Okay,
It's my
now the joy that we've been waiting for.
joy begins.
If everybody remembers last week on the Murman Minute, it was a depressing ride through hell.
not
This
depressing.
week, we're hoping to get back to our Merman.
No, you probably won't like this one either.
Uh-oh. You gonna depress us?
No, I'm just gonna rage a little more.
Oh, I'm okay with rage.
As a big fan of the King Arthur legend, I was absolutely appalled and enraged by this latest movie. There were no sword fights. Wannabe Knight was basically a coward, and even King Arthur was a disappointment. So now I present movies about King Arthur that I would rather watch. And some of them are bad. Still better
wait.
than that Damon and Patel thing.
Are you saying you just want to see them more than the Green Knight?
I'd rather watch these.
Okay, so you're going to watch these terrible movies.
Some of them aren't even that good, but I'd rather watch them than the Green Knight.
Gotcha.
All right, we'll start off with King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
Directed by Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the first in his 6-film franchise.
That was in the dark ages of
Sequels
Guy
were
Ritchie.
canceled due to the movie bombing at the box office.
Because it was awful.
Starred Charlie Hunnam, Eric Bana, and Jude Law.
Cast was great.
Who he's missing Madonna, though.
According to Sean Penn, is a very good actor. Just ask Sean Penn. Bad movie, but still had some awesome action scenes. Next up, we have King Arthur, 2004. I actually liked this movie despite the bad reviews. Starred Clive Owen,
Sure did.
Keira Knightley, and Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads.
Another great cast.
Yeah.
This movie's King Arthur is a Roman soldier rather than a medieval knight, which is the only thing I didn't like about it. It was more historically accurate than other films. I just think that was lost on the average viewer. Plus, we had Keira Knightley in basically a tube top the whole movie.
Makes sense to me. Tube tops were hot in the 1400s.
Next up is one that I just watched again. First Night, 1995.
Oh, God.
It had a pretty impressive cast. Sean Connery as King Arthur, Richard Gere as Sir Lancelot, and Julia Ormond as Guinevere.
Mm-hmm.
Here, she basically marries King Arthur for political reasons, but realizes she loves Lancelot. Connery was simply born to play the once and future king, even if he was a bit long in the tooth by this point.
Isn't he also Scottish and not English?
Whatever, he's British.
Oh, okay.
Some great action scenes, and the story was pretty much everything you wanted in a King Arthur legend. Malagant was pretty badass, too.
All right.
Next up, we have Army of Darkness.
Okay.
1992.
Now you're talking.
Bet you didn't know this was a King Arthur movie, did you?
Trapped in time, surrounded by evil, low on gas.
There you go. He's reading from his poster in the mall now. In this third installment in the Evil Dead franchise, Ash has to defend an early medieval knight called Lord Arthur.
Nice.
From the legions of the undead. It's as ridiculous and wonderful as it sounds.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, it's a must.
Anybody who hasn't seen it.
For all King Arthur Evil Dead movies.
Then we have the original Excalibur, 1981. This movie has been praised by many things, including its importance for the Irish film industry. It helped launch the careers of Patrick Stewart, Liam Neeson, Gabriel Byrne, and Helen Mirren. In fact, Neeson played Sir Gawain.
Oh!
Have you ever heard that name before?
Yeah! Oh.
And lastly, we have my favorite King Arthur movie.
Bring it on.
Monty Python and the Holy
Okay.
Grail.
Okay!
We're ending with a bang.
Undoubtedly, it is the best film ever based on Arthurian legends.
Where's my coconuts?
Loved both by critics and audiences, doesn't take the story seriously, and still chooses to make fun of it in the classic British fashion. Some of my favorite quotes: just a flesh wound.
Yes.
She turned me into a newt. A newt? I got better.
He did too.
I don't want to talk to you no more, you empty-headed animal food trough wiper. I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries.
Go France!
Bones full of a full 50 men's line strewn about his lair. So brave knights, if you do doubt your courage or your strength, come no further. For death awaits you all with nasty, big, pointy teeth.
Sharp, nasty teeth.
It's a big pointy teeth.
Fabulous.
Nothing cleanses
Murray,
out like good
you
Monty
always
Python.
deliver. You're like, what's that expression?
UPS.
You're like Sam the Butcher, always delivering Alice the meat.
What in the hell are you talking about?
Obscure Brady Bunch reference.
No, it's no,
Yes, it was.
it's rap.
Well, Sam was also doing Alice the Maid too. So
Yeah, he delivered her the meat.
okay, that's all I got.
That was the best. Okay, well, I know you douchebags aren't going to bring anything up, but I am bringing up the Mesmerizing. Finally, I can bring him forward as Mesmerizing because he's been in enough movies now for Bryce to have fallen in love with Dev Patel.
Yeah, he's mesmerizing.
Murray?
I want to say no, but I haven't seen all of his movies, so go ahead.
Oh, we got a yes.
Oh, can we get that again? Because I want to bring forward until I heard your review. Because I thought you actually sent an email saying how bad that you thought The Green Knight was, but I thought you were being ironic.
No, I wasn't.
I thought maybe I still had a chance.
I honestly don't find it mesmerizing at all, but I also don't go to a lot of his movies.
I thought I had a chance at bringing good old David Lowery forward for Undoubted, even though he's only had to put him on.
Who the hell's David Lowery?
He's the guy that directed The Green.
Yeah,
The Green
that's
Knight.
not going to be possible.
Because I mean, look at his movies; they're so good.
I mean, is he
The
done?
Green Knight, Mondo.
Okay,
The
what
Old
else?
Man and the Gun, Mondo. A Ghost Story, Mondo. I haven't seen Pete's Dragon. That's where it could fall off a cliff.
It's a meh, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've seen none of them.
Ain't
a
Them
man.
Body Saints, Mondo.
Nope.
Saint Nick, Mondo.
Nope.
Dead Room, Mondo.
Nope.
So,
Well,
anyways.
it doesn't matter. He's got to start over.
Well, no, I haven't seen any of his movies. So.
No,
Well,
you
no,
saw
you
the
saw the
last.
last
You
one
gave him
and
a
you gave it a
rage.
rage.
Yeah,
So
but
it's-
don't I
he's
have to
done.
see all of his movies for
No,
No.
because as soon as he's got a rage, he's off the list.
He's done.
From any one of us. This is why this list is so important, people. That you can't just make this list just because we like somebody.
Oh.
They have to be undoubted means that it's not just us that love it, it's also Murray that loves it.
Okay, well, do we have Paul Giamatti anywhere? 'Cause
Paul-
I haven't seen all of his movies, but his last two make me want to rage.
Oh,
he's
Paul
as,
Giamatti.
He's as doubted as anybody right now.
There's no way. Well, he just gave his movie a meh.
Yeah, you can't give you. Well, it could be if you give him. If you're bringing him up for undoubted and you give
No,
him
I'm
two
bringing him
mess,
for-
he
no,
comes
for
off.
doubt-
If you're giving him up for doubted and you give him two mess, then he's
Well,
he's
no,
not.
one before
He
that-
makes too many. He
One
makes
before
too
that
many
was-
movies.
One before that was a rage.
Okay, so Gunpowder Milkshake was a rage for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so right away he doesn't make it. So he's starting over with Jungle
No, I'm
Cruise.
talking about doubted, not undoubted.
Oh, okay.
No,
So
I'm like, don't want to watch any of his crappy movies list, whatever list that is.
okay, yeah, that's
He's
yeah.
doubted.
He could be doubted then. Okay, so Bryce, you writing this down?
I don't have to. There's going to be something in there that's Mondo. So go ahead.
Okay, so
I can write it down later.
Jungle Cruise is a meh.
Meh.
Gunpowder Milkshake is a rage.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, it's still a rage. Then he
Still
made.
didn't see it.
Yeah, you can if you want. The Catcher was a Spy, which I didn't see.
That was Mondo.
Okay, well there we go. So he's not doubted. Private Life.
Didn't see it.
No, me neither. Morgan, which I know I saw that, but I don't remember. The Phenom, which was a rage.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Phenom.
pretty hit and miss.
Anyways, I give
Straight
him
Outta
Mondo.
Compton, which was a Mondo.
It was a Mondo. It was so good.
It was good. He made San Andreas, which was a rage.
Oh God.
So apparently,
That is why The Rock cannot be undoubted, because he just what the hell
He was
is
also in the two Spider-Man movies.
why
too,
isn't
in case you forgot.
The Rock must be getting scripts? I mean, there's anyways.
he probably
I
is
digress.
now. Keep in mind, San Andreas was 2015.
I know he hasn't made.
Although he did make that movie that you also didn't like, that you gave a rage, was the the Jumanji remake thing.
Welcome
yeah.
to the Jungle one.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah,
You
that was a
raised on
rage.
that? I actually
Okay.
didn't mind
Did.
it.
Yeah.
And I hate Jack Black.
I'm gonna give you.
I didn't mind it.
I'm gonna give you some movies. I'm sick of talking about Paul Giamatti. We've already said that he can't be on because I've.
We
given him
can't be
Mondo.
doubted or undoubted because
Yeah,
he's
he's-
Mondo and he's rage. He's
Exactly.
nowhere in between.
That's
It's a good.
that's the
It
way
was
it
a
goes.
good one to bring up though, Mer.
Doubted for
Okay,
me.
are you ready for these movies?
Okay, what are we listing?
Doesn't matter. I'm giving you the movies. You tell me. I'm not gonna muddy the waters by you knowing who this is.
Are we going backwards or forwards?
We're going from oldest to newest.
Okay.
All right, you ready? Mm-hmm. The Station Agent.
Oh, that was a Mondo.
Mondo. The Visitor.
That was a Mondo.
Win-Win.
I didn't see it.
Heard of it.
It does. It has Paul Giamatti in it.
There you go. Double whammy.
It is fantastic, by the way. It is a Mondo. The Cobbler. One of the better
That was
movies.
a rage.
What?
It's got Adam Sandler.
I know it does, and it
It's
was
awful.
fantastic.
It was awful.
The Cobbler was awful?
Yeah, it had Adam Sandler in it. It was awful.
What?
Keep going.
Well, there's no point in keep on going. 'Cause
I want to know who the person is now. I have a feeling it's maybe Peter Dinklage, but maybe it's not.
No, it's not. I'm just taken aback by you saying the
I've seen
How
it.
could you not know? I've already said this many times.
You haven't
Anything
said that-
Adam Sandler's in that's a comedy is a rage.
It wasn't a comedy.
It was still terrible.
It wasn't a comedy.
It was terrible.
Oh my God! You got to watch the Cobbler again because you're out to lunch.
No, it was
What
not
in the
good.
hell are you talking about?
I did not like it. No.
Spotlight.
Spotlight was a Mondo.
At the potato head.
Here's where it could have fallen off a cliff for me because I haven't seen this, and for some reason in the middle of this he made a kiddie movie. Timmy Failure, Mistakes Were Made. It's a Disney movie.
And it was what?
It was the live action.
Yeah. Small Detective, Big Imagination. So that could have done it.
I
An
don't know.
11-year-old
It's got
boy.
Wallace Shawn in it. It's probably great.
An 11-year-old boy believes that he's the best detective in town.
I already hate it.
Runs the agency Total Failures with his best friend, an imaginary 1,500-pound polar bear.
God.
Sounds great.
It could be. I mean, it sounds awful, but that doesn't mean it is. I was looking forward to I was looking forward to watching this, but now I don't even have a reason to. So
who is it that we were judging, by the way?
the director of a little movie that we saw this week,
Tom McCarthy?
Tom McCarthy,
There you go.
director of Stillwater.
Now, did he make?
The whole thing
8?
was no, he made 7, so he'd be on deck. The whole thing was though, is if we got this far, we'd both have to watch Timmy Failure because it would actually have to be Mondo because we gave Stillwater meh. So I was looking forward to seeing if Timmy Failure, Mistakes Were Made was a Mondo because I would have got him on the list, but you gave gave the Cobbler.
We have to start him over anyway
I'm just so
because
disappointed.
the
that
Green
you
Knight got a rage. So we can start over.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It got a rage anyway.
Okay, so you know how in times when I've just wanted to go through a list and he gets all pissy and
Are you
whiny
talking
about
the
it?
Stillwater director?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about Green Knight.
Oh no, I'm
That's a
talking about
different movie.
Sorry, I'm talking about Stillwater
Yeah,
director.
it was okay.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you were.
What are you
Weren't
talking?
you?
I don't even know what I'm talking
Wasn't
about.
Tom
anymore.
McCarthy the Stillwater?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it was nearly a Mondo. I
I'm
liked
so
it.
confused right now.
I hadn't seen the other of his movies, but I like that one.
We should talk about the director who did the Green Knight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we should, because he should totally be on this list.
We should have just worked our way back. We should still see Timmy
Yeah, you do
Failure.
that. You do that.
No, because you gave Cobbler. I think you need to watch
But the
Cobbler
Cobbler's
again.
so far back. No, I do not. I've seen the movie. It's not funny. It's terrible.
It can't be worse than a man.
It's okay. Look into my eyes.
No, I
Adam
don't.
Sandler is not funny.
It's not a comedy. Oh my God! Would you stop it?
Okay, let me open up this. And it
Cannibal
says,
Pass?
and I quote strictly from IMDb. What is the first thing that is listed on IMDb?
Yeah. IMDb. They are
It's a
absolutely the
comedy.
gospel when it comes
I
to
think-
describing
It does
I think
movies
it-
comedy drama.
and who's starring in
it
them. And
says-
it's so accurate, IMDb. Just stop.
The
Just
movie's
stop.
terrible.
The movie is not terrible.
And so
Just-
are you.
Just stop.
I'm just saying.
Ellen Barkin,
She's great.
I like
Steve Buscemi.
He's great.
They're all in this, and they're all so good.
Don't forget Method Man.
Method Man. It's all. The
the
movie
movie's
is
terrible.
No, the movie is not terrible.
Yeah,
You're terrible.
I am terrible. I'm not going to doubt that for 1 minute. It's true.
Anyways,
terrible.
I can't believe whatever.
So, at least we got Dev Patel on the mesmerized list. So, we had a fantastic argument, which always serves me well.
Yeah. You stink.
Is that it for the list?
I do kind of stink. Actually, this hot box of a studio we have, we're all stinking by the time we get out of here.
All right, you're the one
I
sitting
always
by the
smell
window.
sweet.
All right, then. Last week on Ranger Dare, Jim reached deep into Bryce's bag of terror and pulled what I can only imagine is the cutest film the Olsen twins have ever made. when he pulled the 1995 film It Takes Two. This week, Bryce and Jim will come back for Lick of My Tasty Bucket of Rage. Let's check in with Jim and see if Jim and the twins are actually double the pleasure or double the rage.
Okay.
That's some good writing.
So, I did not know that CLFs could act this bad. I mean, as you listeners may know, I am annoyed most of the time by the fact of them being creepy little fuckers in a movie. But from the first 2 minutes of the acting was so completely staged and awful, I thought I was watching an episode of Full House or any terrible 80s sitcom. And yes, where were they even waiting for a laugh track? Because it sure seemed like it. But then there is no laugh track. Imagine, if you will, kind of like Mr. Roper trying to tell a fucking stupid joke, then looking directly at the camera and laugh at his own joke. And then the laugh track comes up. This is how this felt, yet it wasn't a stupid episode of Three's Company. It was 6-year-olds pretending to act. Steve Guttenberg and Christy Alley together in a movie. I had a feeling this was going to be a rage-filled shitstorm. But throw in the Olsen twins at age, I'm guessing 6.
Come on, look who's talking.
And this was awful 10 minutes in. None of the scene changes made any sense. I got the impression that the film was made for 6-year-olds who cannot focus long enough to understand long scenes because they made location changes every 2 to 3 minutes, and not one of them made any sense. By the time Guttenberg gets into the movie, I wasn't sure what accent one of the twins was trying to do, but I'm pretty sure, and I wasn't sure, and then I was sure, and then I wasn't sure. But after about 2 minutes of it, I'm like, no, I have no clue what accent she's trying to pull off, which fit well into this movie. As I mentioned earlier, this story, plot, concept was idiotic. So many things to list, but I just do need to list a few. So number 1, first off, orphans do not have handfuls of money. And 2, pretty much everything you can imagine from a movie designed for children was in this movie. Now, this is where I'm going to take a little bit of problems here, and I think we need to make a change on this podcast. I thought we had decided at some point that we were no longer going to put movies in our bags that were made specifically for children. This movie is not made for adults to watch this movie. Yes, we did have a conversation about this.
Oh, this was an adult movie.
This is not an adult movie.
Were there adults
and I'm
in
saying, if this is what we're going to do now, you will regret this for the rest of your life, Bryce, because I'm going to go change my list. And in case you didn't realize, the Olsen twins were in a lot of fucking movies, buddy. We should not be watching movies that are made for children, because technically we should be raging on
they
all
weren't
of
always
them.
children
Okay,
either.
if we're going to have this discussion right now.
Well, we took animated out.
So
this is basically animated for 6-year-olds.
Well, okay. What is, if we're going Olsen twins, for example?
Yeah. Or any movie that's not made for adults to technically watch this as a primary source.
So what about young adults?
Teenagers?
Yeah. It's a teen movie. What are your feelings about teen movies?
They made a few of those too.
Yeah, teen movies I think are okay.
Okay, so
like Breakfast Club is like a teen movie, really.
No, it's not.
No, but it's supposed to be teenagers in the movie.
yeah, so so let's say the Olsen twins are like 16.
So the Hilary Duff movie I had watched the other week is fine.
That was fine.
Yeah?
That's fair play.
But if you're putting children in the movie as the primary acting characters, I think we got to get those out of our bags. It's not made for adults to watch, so inevitably it's going to be a rage. It's just like I could just go find every child movie, except Shirley Temple, because she's a goddess.
Okay, I can accept this.
I kind of enjoyed Dennis the Menace.
Now that is a rage, Murray. That is beyond. That kid is a terrible actor.
Yeah, but it was a kid's movie.
I can accept this.
Richie Rich.
I'm just glad I got to sneak this one in before we made this rule.
Before Jim changes the rules again.
No, we have to update the rules. It's not. I will change my entire bag to children's movies if this is. I've got so many versions of Annie. I've got so many Olsen twin movies I can throw in there.
Okay, so yeah,
And there's Cody Banks, 1 to 7, probably.
I think Cody Banks is fair game because he's teen in that.
Spy Kids?
He wasn't when he started. He was a kid.
Was he?
There are like 4 Spy Kids movies?
Okay,
Those
so
are kid movies?
the line we draw.
That's why it was
The line we draw is puberty.
puberty.
Yeah.
12.
Okay.
Or if they go through puberty during the movie, then it's okay.
How about this? If they're not in high school, at least
They have to be in high school.
they got to be in high school.
High
if they're
school
in
or
junior
greater.
high,
Done. And it has to be the main actors, not their
yeah.
sister.
I mean, they can be other characters
Yep.
that are 2. It
Done.
doesn't matter. Okay.
We got to review our bags, people.
I got to take a look. I think I'm safe.
I don't think
was the
Murray's
only
safe.
one. I think this is the only one
Pretty
that
sure
I
I
snuck
am.
in. Yeah, I think Murray's.
I'm gonna
probably
look
safe.
through my bag.
I'm
gonna take a look.
Most of mine involve SNL actors.
Oh, good. They'll be funny then.
They're usually terrible. Okay, well, let me just finish off this. I really don't want to talk about this movie anymore. I'm still not recovered from last week. Seeing Old and Snake Eyes in the same night. I need some time to recover. This film hurt me from the inside out. Think in horror movies when the victim is turned inside out so that their insides are outside and their skin is on the inside. This is what my mind was like after seeing this movie. This is a made-for-TV movie that made me rage. The only good thing in this movie was actually the music. Oh, and one scene which actually worked very well. One of the twins saw a picture of the other twin on the wall because they're completely unrelated people, but they're identical. And the
They've never
Twilight
met?
Zone music played. That was a good scene.
So like The Parent Trap.
Yeah, this movie was basically like David Copperfield or one of those. I forget what the. It's just it was terrible. It should never have been made, and no adult ever should have had to see
And
this.
yet the Olsen twin made millions from it, I'm sure.
It takes 2, baby.
It
takes 2 to make a movie this bad.
to make this bad.
Did they have that song in the movie? I don't remember. It takes 2, baby.
No, it didn't even have that.
What?
I know. They didn't even have the Double Mint commercial song. Nothing. And they didn't even have gum.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it was disappointing all around. All right, well, this week we've got to pull from Murray's stank bag. Or where's the Murray's video? He has the. Wait.
Just
Do you want to do? No, I think those are in there.
Yeah, but he
they're
wants
in
us to
there.
pull. He
No,
wants
no,
us to
just-
pull.
No, he wants to pull here.
And I'll find it after.
Okay. Here we go. Murray's pulling.
Why am I pulling it?
Well, pulling. You're the
I'll
one that's
pull it.
inflicting us the rage.
You guys are the ones watching it.
Okay, I'm reaching into a empty.
No. There's full
Ice
of
cream.
creamery
It's
goodness.
a bucket of rage.
We will be seeing.
We will be seeing, Jim, a movie by the name of Role Models.
Oh, fuck me now.
That's ROLEMODELS. Role Models. I
my.
think isn't Ant-Man in that?
He might be.
I just remember. I think it's
Isn't,
one of the
Is he
spades
my
are in
least
it.
favorite Avenger? Yeah, I think he might be.
Isn't McLovin in that?
I don't know, maybe.
I hope so.
Is McLovin in it?
You know my love of Sean William Scott, Elizabeth Banks, Paul Rudd, Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
There we
There you go.
This is gonna. Jane Lynch, Murray. This is gonna be a mondo.
It's gonna. You got some of the funniest people on the face of the earth. Jane Lynch, come on.
Doesn't mean it's a
Her
good
scenes alone got to be good, right?
Yeah, I'm actually.
When
looking
have you
forward to
watched
this.
Jane Lynch and not at least smiled?
Yeah, I'm smiling right now.
I'm just thinking about her and I'm giggling.
This is a mondo in the waiting.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
I remember I've seen it. I don't remember it.
I've seen it too. I don't remember it, so it kind of sounds like it's a meh in the making.
It is, because if it was really that bad, wouldn't I be remembering how bad it was?
Stay tuned next week, people, because our bags will be opened and they'll be updated.
All right, then.
All right. Well, this was a great tribute to our friends from France, the potential bronze medal winners in the Film Rage Download Olympics. It appears that Canada's going to run away with the gold. Go Canada. Our friends from the U.S. are going to get a silver. But we're early in the month, so let's make it happen. Thanks, Ragers, for listening. And some super rage love to Julene from It Goes Down in the PM podcast, James, and our newest member, Philip. for their membership and continued support. Thanks to the extended Film Rage crew of Leonard Conlon for his artistic vision and photography via Leonard Conlon Photography. For Bex Goose for her tuning skills at PotatoLadyPodcastReviews.com. For Tony from FlixX Rated Podcast for his graphic design for our verbal masturbation art. And lastly, thanks to our sponsor, Canyon Meadows Cinema. We could not do what we do without some of the help from you, my friends. Please go and support your local independent cinemas near you as they desperately need your help as we come out of COVID. Find us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageYYC.com, including our merch site from Redbubble and TeePublic, and some of it's on sale right now, so get to shopping. Look for us on YouTube by searching Film Rage Podcast. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us an email to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please make us rage and take this Olympic download month to its new heights. Rage on.
Rage on.